Magistrate Elias Kakos of Nakawa Magistrates Court to issue the second set of criminal summons against More Katanga, wife to Henry Katanga, and her daughter Martha Nkwanza. This followed when the two failed to appear in court as they elected during the last court sitting that sat on 21st November 2023. Through their legal team, court heard that the two were admitted at IHK and Roswell hospitals. They presented a letter and some photos showing how More Katanga was operated.
The letter, with your permission, if I can just briefly read it. An MRI scan was done on the 11th of November, which showed a subdural blood collection on the right occipital conceptivity, which is 3 millimeters in maximum thickness, something which was not there initially in the brain scan. She had complaints of dizziness, and her dizziness gets worse by the day, and it's impossible for her to sit. Our recommendation is to keep her under close monitoring in the hospital as she continues to heal. The Director of Medical Services of IHK. This letter was written to the Director of CID. Your Worship, just for purposes of clarity and clearness, and maybe we want to provide these records to the court, our client suffered severe injuries to her head after being clobbered, and there are a number of pictures that we've gotten from the hospital. An X-ray showing her hands are severely fractured. More than 5 fractures will be seen through this X-ray. Your Worship, we have a clear picture of our client's face in IHP. Your Worship, showing serious injuries to her head. Your Worship, our client's hands were so severely damaged that she required a hook to hold up her bottom finger from an orthopedic surgeon. Also other bruises on the body. I think we shall supply. Your Worship. Your Worship, those injuries, because of that treatment, the hospital wrote on the letter which I cited to Your Worship, was written on the 1st of December to the police, recommending that she remains in hospital. So as we speak right now, she is an admitted patient. But more importantly, Your Worship, our client is admitted under severe police guard. The Uganda police force has taken over our client's premises. We do not have access to our client without clearance from the Directorate of CID. We cannot take in notepads or telephones to meet our client. So for all practical purposes, A1 is in hospital care and simultaneously under police detention. With respect of A, and Your Worship, with the case of retired Major General Mataya Chaligonza versus Uganda on the issue of an arrest warrant, I think the principle is that when someone is in custody, you do not issue an arrest warrant. Your Worship, with A3, Martha Nkwanza Katanga, she has just had a baby, and Roswell Hospital has also written, which is also attached to that letter, saying that she is suffering from postpartum eclampsia and venous thromboembolism, whatever that may be, and they are continuing to review her. Your Worship, the accused persons therefore are one being a new mother, having the conditions, of course, associated with that situation, and another being a hospitalized patient. We pray that this court extends the summons that it previously issued, and we shall ensure that our clients, as soon as they are in a physical position to be here, will be here. Our clients are not. Your Worship will note that we shall provide the authority that the last time we were here, the Director of Public Prosecution herself issued a statement stating that our two clients were undergoing hospital and medical care, and therefore they were not presented in court on that day. The situation remains, they still remain in that state, and we assure court as senior advocates and officers at the bar that our clients are going nowhere, and our clients are also looking forward to their day in court so that they can put to rest many of the slanders that are constituted in the charge sheet.
Prosecutor Mariam Kuruthum objected and asked court to issue a warrant of arrest against the two suspects.
There's nothing on my record showing that A1 and A3 are in our custody. We are not even in police custody. And if they were in our custody, we would have a police form 24 indicating the depth of injuries and all that. I don't even know where those photos are coming from, or from who, or what. So they are supposed to be examined by our doctors, the government doctors, to confirm that they are not fit to stand for trial at the moment, but not outside doctors. We don't know whether the doctors, the medical reports in the court are genuine. That we don't know. So what we are praying is that for these people to be brought in our custody. They are not in our custody. If they were in our custody, we would definitely have police form 24.
No, that's the police surgeon.
We would have them examined under police form 24 as suspects, and we would give a detailed report showing how injured they are. But we don't have such evidence in our file. So we do not know what the land councils are presenting in court. What we are praying for is for this court to allow us to have access to the suspects, have them properly examined under the government doctors, and then we can properly submit. They can properly actually rely on our evidence and submit. But as far as we are concerned, we pray that a warrant is issued against the suspects so that they can come into our custody, properly examined, and actually the doctors determine whether they can stand trial or not. And if they are injured under police form 24, we shall be able to explain to this court why they are not in custody yet and why they are not standing at the door. But right now, we don't know what is being surrendered in this court. We have not had access to the suspects. One. So since we have served them and they've not come voluntarily to us, we pray that a warrant is issued and we arrest them. We examine them and then determine whether they should come into our custody or not. But as far as we are concerned, we don't even know what is going on. None of our police investigators are allowed in where they are. That is what they are telling you, but according to you, that is what it is.
My lord, it seems there is a disconnect between the prosecution and...
I'm always guided by my file. I'm always guided by my file. these suspects are not yet in our custody. And whatever is being submitted to you, we don't even know where it's coming from. Police surgeons are supposed to give the information out. And if indeed the suspects cannot stand trial, you will be advised by Mulabo, by government hospitals, not the other way around. So we are praying that since we have already served them with the summons, if the lawyers are cooperative, let them produce their suspects to police. Let them be examined. And let us come here because we are all interested in prosecuting people who are okay. We are not interested in prosecuting people who are sick. So yeah.
Your Worship, we strongly object to the presence of our colleagues at the bar, except the prosecution. This is a prosecution-led case. It's not private prosecution. My colleague has read out, my senior colleague, Mr. Putin, has read out a list of people he represents. I don't know whether those people are spectators or witnesses, time wasters, but if they want, they can go to police as the normal process, give the evidence, and then come and testify as witnesses. And he clearly said he's on watching brief, so he can watch. His eyes are very long, he can watch from the bar. He can't watch from the bar. If it's a private prosecution, then he's in the right place, him and his colleagues. But if he's really watching brief as he has introduced himself, then he's in the wrong place. We need to sit back, watch. His eyes are not as bad as mine. He can watch even from as far back as the door. So we object to their presence here.
Magistrate Elias Kakoza declined to issue a warrant of arrest, however issued a second set of criminal summons against Mole Katanga and her daughter. If the two appear in court, Mole Katanga will be charged with murdering his husband Katanga Henry, and the daughter Martha Nkwanza will be charged with destroying evidence.
What transpired this morning is that we successfully put ourselves on record as lawyers representing the aggrieved family, the mother and the relatives who we read in court. We are admitted on record. Our participation may be limited, but we are not bystanders. As you saw, we are consulting with the prosecution and the prosecutor. The state attorney did a very good job. As you can see, as you could see, they wanted to apply for bail, but these people are released. But we discussed with the prosecution, and the spirited fight, and as a result, they have not been released on bail. But more importantly, we can assure you that going forward, we shall be together with the state, the prosecutor. We shall see everything that is happening, both in the court of law, with the investigating officers, with the police, and with the entire process. And we are happy, though we have a disappointment, we had thought that we will be in this court to produce this particular transparency. But for some reason, that was not being granted. But for us, so far, we are happy with that aspect. It's strange, you can't admit them, you can't verify their authenticity. In these days of computer use, we have seen so many photographs being what do you call it? Manipulated, being made up, photoshops. For example, you recently saw there was a time they put the president of this country singing and dancing like a singer, a queen. Would anybody believe that he did it? But if you looked at it, you would really think that he did it. So we can't accept this as their concoctions.
Unlike the last court sitting, Monday, the court was full to capacity, with Katanga relatives carrying placards demanding justice for their relative. However, the three suspects who were arraigned in court last month over the murder of Katanga, Ewan Kakwanza Patricia, Amanyire George, and Otai Charis, court has declined to grant them bail due to lack of jurisdictions. Katanga's family was represented by the former Deputy Attorney General Mwesuga Lokotana, and court will resume on 18th January 2024.
If I heard you correctly, you mentioned that you had a jurisdiction to take the appeal. In fact, Your Worship, you're right. Yes, you did have that jurisdiction, given the nature of offences that we are dealing with. And those offences are covered under sections 102 and 393 of the Penal Code Act, which, Your Worship, you do have jurisdiction to hear and even try. Now, on the issue of bail, Your Worship, accused A1. I just wanted to just conclude with a Supreme Court decision. Yeah, I just want to go to the Supreme Court decision. Just on jurisdiction.
Let me tell you, Counsel.
The MCA is one that follows the Human Rights Enforcement Act. Maybe you don't have jurisdiction under the MCA, which we believe you do. But the Human Rights Enforcement Act, you do what you want.
Mr. Bruce.
All these matters happened at the same time.
Yes, Your Worship.
And I took
And the
plea,
rights from the
okay? I took plea
Yes.
and remanded the accused person. And after, now of course, because I knew that on how to do and how to take free.
Absolutely.
Okay? But on what I do with further orders, releasing on bail, whatever by the way, we come here now, because our number one is mine, our number is
All the matters are intertwined.
And
You Worship,
no,
when it is
Mr.
good, Human Rights
further
Enforcement.
remanded till, did you say what? 8
January.
It's beyond 30 days. Beyond 30 days. It is 18th of January, no, 18th of December. But you can make the application. You have it. And also that, for that matter, also the criminal summons. But also,
Where the summons is.
I agree.
Much obliged. For the record, Your Worship, this court does have jurisdiction.
No, I've told you, I've made my paper, those of Mr. Players, give them a told you, I feel uncomfortable to handle this matter, and to give anyone the concerning bail, you want it, apply by. So, we don't say, don't want to
No, you-
but give your ruling. I will say it in the time.
Your Worship, there are two issues. There are two issues.
Businessman Henry Katanga was shot dead on 2nd November 2023 at Imbuya Chwatu Road, Nakawa Division, Kampala District. Meanwhile, Judge Musa Sekan of High Court Civil Division has set 7th March 2024 to decide on the case in which the former Managing Director NSSF, Richard Byalugaba, is challenging the decision of not renewing his contract. Court to fix the judgment date. This was after lawyers representing parties complied with the previous court directives in regard to filing written submissions. Wanyana Kodoi is representing the Attorney General's chambers. Lawyer Augustine Otido is representing Patrick Ayota, the current Managing Director NSSF, and lawyer Anthony Bazibu is representing Richard Byalugaba. However, since Byalugaba's lawyers failed to make rejoinders as they elected by court gave them 2 weeks to do so. Richard Byalugaba is challenging the refusal by the Minister for Gender, Betty Amongi, for not renewing his contract as Managing Director NSSF, replacing him by his deputy Patrick Ayota, following the body's decision